Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that are just tuning in, I am playing through a campaign of Call of Duty 2 The Big Red 1 for PlayStation 2. This is an older game. It was released for shelves in 2005. And it depicts the World War II from the vantage and viewpoint of the U.S. Army fighting first, better known as the Big Red 1. One thing I absolutely love about this game, and most of Call of Duty's games, not all, the recent Call of Duty games are somewhat slacking, but the older Call of Duty games are so rich in history, so rich in their details, and that is one thing I absolutely love about this game. There are details of World War II, especially of the fighting first. It really feels like you get an inside look into what was going on at this point in time. Now, for those of you that remember, the tutorial video showed our character being blown out of a tower. Now, at this point, we have to ask ourselves, you know, do we get healed and come back and this game takes place at the end of the war? Or is that the end of the game and we're going to rewind and play through this soldier's previous campaign leading up to that point? Let's find out what happens.
With the world once again thrown into war, the U.S. 1st Infantry Division is called into service. With regiments dating back to the American Revolution, it is the oldest continuously serving division in the United States Army. Known as the Big Red 1 for their distinctive arm patch, the Fighting First set sail from New York to the United Kingdom in early August 1942 to begin their training for the Second World War. Under the watchful eye of Major General Terry Allen, the division commander, the Fighting First was kept busy, preparing for their first taste of combat. Across the sea, British and German armies clashed under the scorching heat of the deserts of North Africa. Amidst these hellish conditions, General Bernard Montgomery and his British 8th Army had been able to hold off Rommel's blitzkrieg attacks through a war of attrition. But the deadlock needed to be broken, and the Big Red 1, fresh from their training, waited eagerly for their call to action. Meanwhile, British Prime Minister Winston Churchill and American President Franklin D. Roosevelt, along with General Dwight D. Eisenhower, devised an amphibious assault directed at the Vichy French-held territories of North Africa. Codenamed Operation Torch, the invasion was to start in late October of 1942, with the 1st Infantry Division embarking for the Algerian coast. Unsure if the German-occupied French forces would attack U.S. troops, bright American flag armbands were to be worn as a deterrent. However, this was the least of the Big Red One's worries, as Rommel's battle-hardened Africa Corps were not about to give in to these young American soldiers without a fight.
Alright, so it appears that our first assumption was right. The first level is, we're going to assume, kind of close to the end of the game. And this is a rewind. At the beginning it said 2 years earlier, and that little film clip, that was not anything new that was filmed just for this game. Those were actual film clips that were taken in 1942, 1943, somewhere in that region. Which once again, bringing back to the point that most of the older Call of Duty games, from what I have played, are so rich and so. I wouldn't say they're 100% accurate. It's almost impossible to get a video game that is completely accurate, that gives you the first-person experience as if you're there. But I think this one comes pretty close. So we're starting off in North Africa, and those of you that don't know a whole lot about it, you're probably thinking the World War II theater took place in Europe. What in the world are we doing in North Africa? During the first of the war, when we first got involved after December 7, 1941, when Pearl Harbor was bombed, our first work with the Allies in our efforts in the war was to run the French soldiers out of the Axis-occupied North Africa to give us control of, if I'm not mistaken, to give us control of those waterways and push them back towards Germany. Alright, so from what we see here, we see the red line coming down across the sea. Coming to North Africa, we're going to Oran. Now, there's a couple other places that are named. We see Kasserine Pass, Kasserine, and Tunisia. And then up there in the corner, we see something called Liberator. So we're gonna see where the path of the route of the fighting first will take us in the World War II theater.
Man, I'm starving. Haven't eaten nothing since we left the ship. Hey, you know, my dad runs.
Look, guys, it's Brooklyn. We remember Brooklyn from the beginning of the game. We see the baseball card in his helmet, and we hear it in his voice, the New York accent.
Can it, you two? Stay on the ball. This ain't boot camp.
Hey, mad at you.
Hey, Sarge. I thought you said the French were gonna surrender.
Yeah, storming the beach was fun and all, but I gotta get back. I got tickets to the Yankee games. They're playing the Red Sox. I got box seats.
Shut the hell up, Bloomfield. I said, can it? Resistance or not, we got an airfield to secure, Private.
So, judging by his more upbeat attitude than the previous level, we're gonna assume that this is where Brooklyn and the rest of us first get broke in.
Try and remember that. It'll keep you from blowing the head off the guy next to you.
Okay, Sarge. Look at all this sand, guys. I sure ain't in Jersey no more.
Well, at least you can be thankful for that.
Oh, God! Medic!
Private, get on that gun!
We got company!
Well, first, we're starting off on a 50 cal. Starting off giving us the big guns. Let me see, can I zoom? Yes, I can zoom in. Awesome. And now you tell me about overheating.
Knock, knock! Is the fighting first coming to kick your asses?
Left tower! Look out!
We gotta hit that tower! Keep close, boys! We gotta get in there and take out that machine gun! Soldier, take Kelly, Bloomfield, and the rest of the squad and mop up that barracks on the right. I want it squeaky clean, you hear me?
Can do,
Sarge! On me! Cover me!
Stay down! Watch out!
Alright, so here we have an opportunity to check out a pair of French-made weapons. I'm guessing they're French-made. They are coming off of French soldiers. So let's see what they're about. First off, Moss 36 rifle. Okay, we noticed that it's bolt action.
Outstanding! Now we have to take out that machine gun. We can't get a good shot from here. Move in through that building.
Take Brooklyn with you. I'm from the Bronx, Sarge.
Get in there! Come on, what are you waiting for?
Now we see where Brooklyn gets his nickname. I'm finding ammo all over the place, but what I really need is health packs. My health is running quite low. There we go. Never mind. Take two. I have the Moss.
Soldier, take Kelly, Bloomfield, and the rest of the squad and mop up that barracks on the right. I want it squeaky clean. You hear me? Get you, Sarge. On me. Cover me! Stay down! Watch out! Remain! Let's go!
First thing I noticed, give him props to the realism. You see the rifle actually rolls to one side as the empty shell is ejected with the bolt action. Here we switch the M1 Oran for the Moss 38, and later on we'll do a special commentary and details of the weapons used in World War II, who made them, and what makes these particular weapons so special.
Outstanding! Now we have to take out that machine gun. We can't get a good shot from here. Move in through that building.
Take Brooklyn with you. I'm from the Bronx, Sarge.
Get in there! Come on, what are you waiting for?
Well, the Moss 38 is an automatic weapon, which gives it many advantages over other weapons, but I'm kind of running low on ammo. Let's switch to the Moss 36, which from what I've seen earlier, it is extremely accurate.
me, will you? Brooklyn, you idiot! You're gonna get us all killed! I said cover me! I can't work like this! What the hell is he doing? Almost open! Almost open! Almost! Just like breaking into my father's liquor cabinet. Taking fire! Left flank!
Let's ease over here, see what Brooklyn
You're a
discovered.
moron. Well, Professor, I'll be more than happy to take your cut.
Ooh, looks like he found the mother lode. Switch for the Chatelerot. Am I saying that right? The Chatelerot? Let's see what this puppy's about. It's got a sight on sight, your typical ring and blade. And it looks like I got a pretty substantial amount of ammo to go with it. It's got a top-fed clip, so we're gonna guess that it's gravity-fed.
You see those hangars? Get in there and secure them. I don't care how you do it. Make them ours. Move it. Go, go, go. Keep moving. Go, go, go.
Well, it looks like the Chatelerot, I think I'm saying that correctly, it's an impressive weapon, but the recoil is... So for now, because of the recoil and for ammo conservation, I only have 124 rounds to spare. I'm going to switch back to my Moss 36 rifle. It's a little more accurate, lower recoil.
Okay.
Move it. Move it. Move it.
I'm actually kind of glad I picked up the Chatelerot now, or however you pronounce that weapon's name. I don't know. I'm not French. I don't know how to pronounce it. Because now I'm finding ammunition left and right for it.
We're too late!
Even though this is an old school game, I'm still having to use cover and move from point A to point B while trying to keep my head down for all the bullets flying over. I can't go under that wing. Are you serious? But you see, even for as old of a game as it is, you see I'm still having to move from cover to cover.
sound good. Hope that wasn't one of ours!
Wait, I see now. When you lay down with it, the recoil isn't nearly as bad. So I'm guessing the Shatalarat was a weapon that was made to assist soldiers on the front line. Maybe you're supposed to lay down in front of the trenches with it, maybe get in the trenches with it and lay it across something. Would make sense for the way the sight is oriented and the fact that it's gravity fed. Whoa, this must be the crash that we heard earlier. Yeah, I would definitely say this is the crash we heard earlier. But kind of stuck here. Which way do I? This way. Woo! Look like it got tore up pretty good.
Out there!
Holy cow, where was I getting hammered from?
Don't sound good. Hope that wasn't one of ours! Thanks. You know, we really had it handled.
Private! Get over here!
Considering that everyone is a private, saying private get over here might not be the best way to get one individual's attention.
They got a 20mm covering the main route to the airfield. We're getting torn to shreds out there.
Move it!
Get out of there! Man! We gotta get across that street and into that garage! Use those vehicles for cover. Come on! Come on! Keep moving! Don't stop! Take those guys head on. Get over there and see if you can flank the tower through those buildings.
Establish a base of fire!
I'm gonna go back and get my rifle. I prefer the rifle over the submachine gun. expected, but there's a glitch for you.
gun! Use that sniper rifle!
50 cal to a flak Vierling. I missed that one. Guess I'm pretty rusty. Yes, I got one! Whoops, that's one of ours, I think. Don't need to shoot at that. For those of you that can't tell, I know where they're coming from because if you look down there on my compass, look at my compass, a little gold point will pop up for
I think that's the last of them. Ha-ha, you did it! Hey, come here. He was there. Should have seen me. It was incredible. Caught these two French bastards by surprise. Took them both out. Single-handed. Tell them, would you?
You're full of it, Brooklyn.
Hey, how many times I gotta tell you I'm from the Bronx?
Just be glad you're not dead.
Good work, but this was just a scrub team. Rommel and his boys are gonna be a hell of a lot tougher. Trust me. Okay, let's set up a perimeter ASAP. I don't want to lose this airfield to another counterattack. Now get going.
Alright, so that was pretty intense. That was our first level. That was the baptism by fire. Looks like this was where Brooklyn and I think his name was Sergeant Hawkins. That was it. Sergeant Hawkins, our commanding officer. We remember him from the very first level we played, but we didn't know his name until now. So this is where the team got started. Baptism by fire. Seems appropriate considering that in our first mission we got a little bit of a taste of everything. We got a taste of a bolt action, a semi-automatic. We got a taste of an automatic weapon. Even got what appeared to be a light machine gun. We got to man the 50 cal. We got to man a flak Vierling. So all in all, I think that was pretty intense. We got to shoot down a couple of fighters there. And we got to see close to the end, a lot of the theater of World War II was fought both on ground and in the air, for those of you that did not know. Roughly between 1/3 and 1/2 of World War II was fought in the sky. And we may see some of that in this game, maybe not. There are other games out on the market that their entire focus are the air battles of World War II because there was that much going on in the air, which once again is another thing that World War II brought to us today that was not around as much back then. So for those of you that that tune in to see this, thank you for watching. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you have a different idea of what I can do, my presentation, maybe the movie editing software that I'm using, perhaps maybe I'm talking too much, maybe I'm not talking enough. Perhaps there's if you scroll back in my videos, there are 2 videos on all of the games that I have on PlayStation 2. Maybe you can suggest my next one when I'm done with this one. So that is all for now. I hope you enjoyed this and you're having as much fun as I had. This is your host, Christopher Lamar. Hit that subscribe button if you would like to see more videos from me. And I hope to see you once again. Possibly same channel. Well, definitely same channel. Let me back that up. but possibly same time. I don't know. Depends on what's in store in my life. Depends on what all goes on. And I will see you, ladies and gentlemen, next time.